Hello students, your instructor here, John Mandela with another screencast. This one about Lithos. We just call it Lithos. You don't need the pro or the regular, it's just Lithos. As you can see, it's a very awkward looking typeface. It has a slight variance between stroke weights, the same stroke, so it's thicker, a little bit thinner and thicker again. Notice it more in a letter like the N or the A. Most important about this typeface though is that it doesn't conform to, kind of the Arabic or Roman letter forms that we use today. It conforms to Greek letter forms or Grecian letter forms. Super wide A, the G, is very bulbous with a vertical there. That look at the S is just kind of a wisp in the sand, like with a finger. The N is very wide. Letters like the E are narrow. So that's one of those Roman letter width characteristics. There's like certain letters are wide and certain letters are narrow, but the form is very open, very loose. It seems almost goofy, at least when you can't necessarily take seriously. This is Lithos Black, a very common variation that's used. It just seems much more emphatic. It's a little, like I said, it can seem a little goofy. Definitely seems Greek when you look at it. I mean, you can just feel the Grecian qualities. Because it's so thick when it's a Lithos Black, look at letters like the N, how they just seem to kind of lump on top of each other, the stems and the diagonal. The A, the cross part just keeps getting lower and lower on the A to fit it. The P, the bowl is so big it almost touches the bottom of the stem. Letters like the R, you'll notice, maybe it's so chunky it actually doesn't touch the stem. It doesn't allow itself to touch the stem, otherwise it would get too thick and chunky right there. So it's a very loose and open typeface. Also, you're probably noticing there are no lowercase letters. And also it's not set for body copy. This is not what this typeface is for. This typeface is just for one word or a tiny few words, like for a heading or a title of something, and that's it. So let's take some examples of it so you can really see how it's used for just a little bit of text at a time. Here's a King Kong DVD cover, and that is most definitely Lithos Black. You can tell because of the G, it's very wide, and then just a straight up stem on that. The N is very lumpy and pointy at the northwest and southeast corners. The K is very thick and it only barely connects back to the stem. Another example, this is Lithos regular, not Lithos Black. It actually has some nice qualities to it. Look at the Y, how it's just two curves that meet at the bottom. So there is some gracefulness to it in like the regular or light versions. And it looks pleasant here, it looks Greek and a little bit silly, but it looks overall pleasant, it's very, it's not intimidating at all, it's just a font. This one's interesting. This is New Mexico Magazine. I think not only does it look Greek, it seems to have a kind of almost tribal feel to it. And because it's so kind of non-urbanized, it's very almost jungle-like. And they may have artificially condensed the typeface a little bit for it to be taller to fit in on the masthead of the magazine, but it most certainly is Lithos. You can see by the pointiness and the N and the W and the M are just about opposite of each other. The heavy canter and the M, the narrow E and the wide X, C, and O. So just up here, and then the stuff up here right above it too is Lithos. Everything else is not. And this one is probably the most silly example just because of the over photoshopping going on, but this is the actual Rubik's Cube logo. Try to not pay any attention to the ridiculous bevel effect there, and the word cube is in an entirely different typeface, but this most certainly is Lithos. The N, it kind of just sweeps through. The K barely connects to the stem. Same with the R, actually doesn't connect to the stem. Very loose, open typeface. That is Lithos in a nutshell.